Look, yeah, I'm from the Bay, we a different breed. Where it's power to the people, that's a victory. Where we all create just to live and breathe. Don't let the culture die like a chivalry. Nah, there were a couple years I made deliveries. Now I make moves, I mean literally. I wrote my last feature in Italy, bitch. I found a missing piece, don't let little things trigger me. Peep everything critically, take care of yourself mentally. Learn to love yourself physically. Cause you're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. When you don't think so, they pockets grow fruitful. Make a whole nation feel ugly just to make money. Damn, that's cruel and unusual, but we used to it. Only say things that got truth to it. To get it off chest, I put booth to it. And put bars in your ear like I Bluetoothed it. This new music gon' get me and Louis rich. I'm nasty with the spit, Tui bitch. I'm bricks with the shit, nothing new to this. Except the name change, evolutionist. Yeah, yeah.
What's good? I'm Blimes. We're in San Francisco, California. You rocking with Theorematic.
I got lost in the ways of pain, but look at me now. To take it all back, I'll be cheating me. Or miss something profound. Got 10 toes on the ground.
You know, so like, as I grew, it became a part of my fabric, like easily, because, you know, it was the soundtrack of my childhood. And then I would say, you know, as I grew older, and I started writing, you know, to get out of my own head or get away from my own insecurities, or, you know, get away from the fact that I was like hella different from a lot of the people around me that I grew up with. And I was feeling, you know, sometimes, you know, alienated. I would write, and I would write poetry, and I would get my emotions off. And in about 7th grade, I was like 11, 12 years old. A lot of folks were like battle rapping on the schoolyard, and since I was writing and feeling like I was like, you know, I was taking my writing from a level of just writing to get feelings out to a level of artistic, you know, development. And I felt that I was able to step into those circles and give it a try. And so I did step into the battle rap circles at my middle school, and I was really good at it. And I like took the crown. I like beat all the dudes that I battled on the schoolyard, and, you know, people were like super shocked, and they were like, "What? Where did you come from? What's up with this?" But yeah, the reality of it is that I then went into an after-school program at my middle school, learned how to make beats, and learned how to structure the raps or the poems that I was writing into a song, which then only helped me to become closer to the peers that I found that also resonated with. So in doing something to get away from feeling alienated, hip-hop really brought me closer to the people that I connected with more.
Like you forget what you got from me. You got game, you got change, you got tireless effort in all lanes.
I would say like maybe 7th grade, 8th grade, when I was battling on the schoolyard, like I was listening to some British hip-hop at the time, so I was listening to The Streets, listening to Dizzy Rascal. And I was reading Harry Potter tough, so I was just like mad like into like UK like slang, and so I would like sometimes like mess around, fuck around with my opponent and like throw in a British accent, and I would say blimey, like blimey, you know, should make your balls blow so slimy, don't try me, you know, shit like that. And I was just fucking around, and a bunch of dudes on the yard were like, "Oh, that's the blimey chick, like that's the blimey girl." So that stuck, and I just went with blimey, old blimey, for like 10-15 years. It was hella weird ass name, and it was hella different, but I wanted to be different, and I like took pride in being different from everybody else. At the time, it was all Lils and Youngs, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna step out and be weird with this name, but hopefully it sticks for people and people remember it. And you know, I moved into the mainstream battle rap circuit, or the more mainstream battle rap circuit, I guess. That was, you know, the YouTube channels and stuff like that. And when I did, you know, that became part of my story. Where that name came from always became a question, and, you know, people brought it up in battles and stuff like that. So that became, you know, that name became part of my identity, and as I've moved away from battle rap in the last 3, 4, 5 years and wanted to distance myself from that part of my career in my life, I was like, I'm going to change my name because I don't really want my music that I'm making to be associated with the battle rapper, that I was known as before. So I put down the name Blimey, and when I, was asking people in my circle what they thought about that, and if, what their emotions were about me changing my name, they were like, no, we love your name. Like, your name's part of who you are. So I still wanted to pay homage to the name Blimey. So I kept Blimes and Blimes, and then moved to Brixton. But I'm just rapping with Blimes now. So.
I never wore a ruby slipper. Fuck is a silver spoon. Silverstone ain't my sister. Take your tooth and get a tomb. I should get a room with myself. Help.
I had been hearing for many years that he was a fan of me through other battle rappers and stuff like that, but I was kind of skeptical because battle rap can be kind of funky. So I was like, I don't know, I'm not crazy. I'm not 100% sure until I hear it with my own eyes. I see it with my own eyes, and he and I had almost crossed paths a few times, never did. And, we played a show with Wu-Tang in Switzerland, me and Gavlin one time, and I was like, I'll finally get to meet Meth and ask him, and he wasn't there. And I was like, for years, it just was like this myth to me that he was a fan of me. And then I got an email basically saying that the show Drop the Mic on TBS was filming in Los Angeles, and they wanted me to come out and meet Meth because they had talked to him about which battle rappers he wanted to help coach the celebrities on the show, who were the best ones. And he was like, you definitely got to get Blimey in here. She's one of the best. So they brought me out to the show to work on the show with them for a day and meet Meth. And, I met him, and he was just full of shit. He was like, yo, I love you. I love your work. You make good music, and battle rappers don't make good music. And I was like, full circle, here we are. He was just like, and I got you. And so when Method Man says, let me know when you need a feature, you don't sleep on it. So I got in the studio, the next day, and we recorded 2 joints. And I knew which one he was going to pick immediately. And he picked Hot Damn. He got back to me in a month with the verse. And pretty much from that day has just been whatever you need. I got you. I'm on your team. I'm in your corner. Whatever you need. So he hit me up and said he was down to do a video or hype man for me or whatever I needed, and so I threw it together and made the video happen. I called in every resource I could. I was like, we're doing a video with Meth, let's pull it together. So we got it cracking and shot that. So with that track, so basically we had both been making our own music for hella long, and we were just on each other's radar on Facebook or something. We had just seen each other work with, collaborate with some of the same people, and be homies with some of the same people, and became friends on Facebook somehow. I'm not even one of those go out of my way to add people on Facebook type of person, and I don't think she is either. So, but somehow, I think it was through Gavlin maybe, we had seen, she had done music with Gavlin and I had done music with Gavlin, so we linked up. And we had been saying for hella long we needed to do a song together, and finally I was in Seattle for one night filming this documentary, and I was like, I got studio, you should come through. I'm out here just for one night, we should finally make something. She was on tour and had one night in Seattle too. So the stars aligned. She came through to the studio. We had 2 hours left in the session, and we just were this beat is hip hop as fuck. What it calls for is just us trading bars on it. We went through probably 20 beats and decided on that one. And we're let's just bar it out. We don't even need a hook. Let's just go 4 for 4 or whatever and bar it out. So we barred it out 2.5 hours, finished the song. She left on a plane at 2 in the morning and bounced out for the rest of her tour. And I bounced out the next morning back to LA. And, we kind of just sat on it and didn't think anything of it. It was more for the moment, for that shoot. And as time went on, we're yo, if you listen to this shit, I've been bumping this shit and actually showing it to people, and people are hella into it. Like, we need to do something with this. We both weren't ready to release our album, so we're like, let's just drop it as a single. Dropped it as a single, got a little bit of wave when we dropped the audio. The next time I was in Seattle was again for one day. I was only going to be there for one day. And I was like, you think we could throw a video together in the next 24 hours? And she was like, yup, let's do it. So threw a video together. We shot with this dude, Andrew Manaka, in Seattle. And we completely winged it, just like we did with the track, you know. Got the little thrift store outfits and got our shit, you know, on point. The director was driving the BMW that was behind us in the video, so that shit worked out perfectly. And it just went with the aesthetic so well. And right before they tore down the Red Apple, and we did that in like 4 hours. Sat on that for a while. I was finally like, let's drop the shit. It's hot. Let's do it. We haven't put anything out. Like, let's just do it. We dropped it on like Friday night at 8 p.m., which is like marketing suicide. And by Sunday, it had like 3 million views or some shit on Facebook. It went crazy on Facebook, which is not the best for our pockets, considering that that's not monetized for artists. But still, it catapulted us into, you know, a global awareness, especially with like the real lovers of hip hop, which is the hardest crowd to please. You know, we can please the new heads and we can please the, you know, the bandwagoners, but it's really hard to please the OGs and the, you know, the ones that have been in this shit and real critics of all the new shit that's coming out now. And we did that, and I think we won the world over with the fact that we weren't trying too hard. we were just rapping, you know, like, and we were just spitting bars, and we weren't, you know, we weren't attempting to over-sexualize ourselves. We weren't trying to be pretentious or come off as showy or flashy. We were just chilling and kicking bars, and I think that spoke volumes for who we are as people too, because neither of us are, you know, extra. We just show up and get the job done.
Yeah, look, fuck a mumble, I want you to hear these words. Employed since I was 12, baby learned how to work. Your efforts are pathetic, there's nothing that
I feel like I have a voice that's important in hip-hop. And so I feel like there's people that are going to benefit from me being who I am. You know, I'm a gay woman and a white woman, which is important to address as well. I'm a gay white woman, and like of course, like that's the reality of the situation, is that, like, you know, I'm on paper, I'm everything that the hip hop that I used to listen to growing up was against. You feel me? And to told a story that enough people understood and felt, and to speak from a place where enough people were like, I appreciate your perspective, and I needed to hear your perspective, and I understand a little bit more about myself by listening to your stuff. That makes me feel like the footprint that I'll leave in hip-hop is important. I also feel extremely, you know, I feel privileged to a sense to be accepted, you know, in a community where the gates have been so tightly sealed, you know, and it's been extremely sacred for people of color to use hip-hop to speak, and, you know, kind of a therapeutic place to go to speak about the oppression that they faced, you know, and to talk about, you know, what they feel about, you know, the oppressive forces of the white man. This is a safe space, you know, this is, you know, a type of music that a lot of, I feel like, Black and brown people feel that is theirs, you know, it's like, it's their space. And to be accepted by such a huge amount of, I would say, you know, old heads of people that have been, you know, hip hop connoisseurs from day one, and really be, you know, given respect by it feels like, you know, very special to me. And I also like want to tread lightly and just be respectful of the respect that's been given to me, you know, and carry the torch in a very honorable way, you know, and not be loud and obnoxious and entitled and use my platform to big up myself. You know, I want to use the platform that I have to help, you know, advance unification between my brothers and sisters and myself. So I don't know. It's a challenge for me to like accept and realize that like I do hold a place in hip hop, and I will, because I've always questioned if I'm supposed to.
I said I'm from the city where the subs knock, back when what it is now, it was not. We was born a different pattern if you cut cloth, bumping nicotine at the bus stop. Kept a couple sacks in the lunchbox. These days the rooftop, the lunch spot, where we talk deadlines and run shop. If you hardly working, I don't work with you. If you talking